In this video, you will learn how you can update your PayloadCMS dependency to use the latest version. Ahoy, my dear cypherpunks, and welcome back to yet another episode of building the OpenSource-Odyssey website. In today's episode, I want to upgrade our Payload 3 dependencies. We are using a framework, PayloadCMS. Version 3 that we're using is under active development. So this means the PayloadCMS team is coming out with improved features for Payload. And in order to, not end up on a very old version that is buggy and doesn't have all of the features, we need to upgrade our packages. So in this video, this is exactly what we will do. First up, if you want to learn about the releases of PayloadCMS, you can go and check out the releases. Let's do that. Here I am on the GitHub repo of PayloadCMS, and so if you are on this main page, you can come into the releases over here, press on releases, and then you will end up with a very nice page like this, where the newest release is at the very top, and I just look at how frequent these updates are. So this is 3 days ago, this was 1 week ago, this was 2 weeks ago. So the updates are super frequent, almost one every week.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And if you look at the bug fixes that they have, at the new features that they have, I think it is really nice when you are developing with Payload to come to this page at least once a week to check out what the new release has in store for us and whether we could benefit from it. And even if there is no particular thing that you say, oh my God, I really need this, it still behooves us to upgrade every once in a while. If we look for breaking changes, normally these changes are not breaking because we are on the major release version of 3.something. Xemver, the semantic versioning, usually the major version means that we have backwards breaking changes. And then we need to do some changes to our code base in order to be able to use it. For example, here on version 3.30, the NextJS peer dependency was bumped. If you haven't heard about this, there was a major security vulnerability in NextJS. Fortunately, this is not touching PayloadCMS because they are not using the middleware. I'll put a link to this in the show notes if you want to learn more about the security vulnerability in NextJS. It's kind of scary, but at the same time doesn't affect us right now. So we dodged that bullet.
Yes! Come on!
In order for me to find out where we are currently, I'm going to come into the package.json. The package.json of our project has all of the dependencies listed, and here I think this is not so great. This is because in the very first video when we set up our project, I installed Payload with the @latest suffix, and this led to us having the latest here. This is okay, but it will lead to kind of us not knowing what version we are currently on if we just look at the package.json. So for me right now, I would have to go into the pnpm log file in order to find out which version we are currently using. And it looks like we are on 3.19. So we are almost like 10 or like 11, no, even more, like 15 minor releases behind. And now we want to upgrade that. All right. So how do we do that? The way I normally do this is by coming into my package.json and manually changing all of these entries here from latest to 3.34.0. This is the latest version as of the time recording this video. And by explicitly mentioning the version number without a caret symbol at the beginning here, we say we want exactly that version. So with the package.json changed, let's do a pnpm install again to install this particular version of PayloadCMS.
6.5 hours later.
There we go, the installation is finished, and we can see in the PNPM summary all of the dependencies that were updated. So we have MongoDB from 3.19 to 3.34 and all of the other payload CMS packages as well. When I scroll a little further, we can see some warnings of unmet peer dependencies. So for example, PayloadCMS/next 3.34 was expecting this version of Next.js, but instead we have this version, which is still vulnerable to this major security vulnerability.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
So I not only need to update PayloadCMS, I also need to update Next.js. And again, we do this in the package.json. Let's just come in here and look for next. So there it is right here. And let's check again what we need to upgrade to. So 2.3, but I know that there's also 15.3 out. So I'm just gonna change this to 15.3. Let's come again and do our pnpm install, or for me, because I have an alias, it's just pn, saving so much time. And the warning for Next.js is gone. Yeah, so we have upgraded Next.js 2. And now we are just getting warnings for this right here that we also need to fix. So for the payload admin bar, we have to do something special because they moved it. It's now a different package, and we'll come to the very top of our file here, add this right here. So it's PayloadCMS/admin bar right now, and then we can come down here and just remove this entry. Now let's do the pn install again. And now we can see that that warning went away as well. We have upgraded to the admin bar here, and this is removed. These final two warnings, they keep cropping up in my projects, and I don't really know how to fix them, although they don't seem to be a major issue either. So I'm just going to keep them and not worry about them. It's warnings, not errors. And you know, warnings can safely be ignored. Finally, to test that all of our changes are actually working, let's do a pn build to build our application, and hopefully this will just result in a built Next.js project without any errors. And if that is the case, our upgrade was successful. Well, we can see that one of our components, namely the admin bar, is throwing an error because it cannot resolve the payload admin bar that we previously imported. Let's go to the admin bar component and check this out. So right here, these are the offending lines. We remove this package, so it makes absolute sense that we cannot find them. What do we do now? The lazy approach to this, and the approach we will definitely take, because we are developers and developers are lazy, is to simply create a new payload app from the template, just like we did in the very first video, fill out the wizard and get the latest website template payload app. And since we didn't do any changes to our admin bar just yet from the default, we can just copy paste over. So here I am in a new project that I've just created, a payload app, said I want the website template, finished the wizard, and then it gave me this admin bar component. So what I will try to do now is just yoink this and replace all of my code with this new admin bar component, and hope that now when we try to build the application, everything goes well. And we get another error. This time in the blocks form component, we have an unused tsExpectError directive. Let's go and fix that. So on line 36, here we have this directive. It's not used, so apparently they fixed whatever the issue was, why I added this in the first place. Now let's try again. And just like that, our application is building successfully again. Great, really love to see it. So with that, we can conclude that our update of the dependencies was successful. And now we are playing with the newest version of Payload. And I highly advise that Again, you come to this releases page every once in a while and check out what all the bugs were that were fixed, what new features they are supporting. If you haven't upgraded in a while, you can reinitialize a new blank project with the website template and just check out what the official PayloadCMS team has done to this template and how you can take advantage of that. So with that, we can check off this to-do in our README. We can stage our changes, namely right here we have, let's say, build, upgrade, payload, and Next.js. And then for these two, I'm going to say build, fix errors, a very descriptive commit message. And finally, I will change this to say docs, update, to-dos on README. And with these 3 commits, we can push to the remote.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
And there we go. Now we are up to date with PayloadCMS, and I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any feedback, comments, or questions, please leave them below this video or submit a contact form on my website. Thank you again for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Onwards, cypherpunks.